Well, hello everybody. Welcome to week 4 of our video series on the Shasta County Jail, and this is a segment that we call A Closer Look. Like we said, we've been doing this for a number of weeks, and this week's topic goes hand in hand with last week's topic. So if you did not see that, you can go to our website, shastasheriff.org, and watch that segment where we were talking about the inmate transportation project that is going to be necessary when the new Shasta County Courthouse becomes operational later this year. Now, this week we are talking about the changes that are going to happen to Departments 1 and 2 of the Shasta County Courthouse, which Departments 1 and 2 are connected to the Shasta County Jail. So I'm joined by Captain Gene Randall, our Services Division Captain for the Shasta County Sheriff's Office, and we're going to talk about this renovation project and some of the changes that are going to happen. So we're going to start with how Departments 1 and 2, which are currently connected to the jail, how they are currently used now, and how they have been used in the last few years.
Yeah, so currently those are used primarily for arraignment courts, and there are some court hearings that are held there on a daily basis, some of the more routine hearings. The nice part about 1 and 2 being attached to the actual jail is because we can move inmates securely from the jail to the courthouse where they can attend their court appearances and not have to actually leave the facility to do so.
Okay, and like you said, that was very convenient with it connected to the jail, that type of thing, and then with the courthouse going across the street, that facilitated that inmate transportation project that we talked about last week, and like I said, you can watch that on our website and get the details on that, where we had that conversation with the Undersheriff Brian Jackson. Okay, so the new courthouse opens, and once that happens, Departments 1 and 2 are now vacant, and it gives an opportunity for a remodel. What is the plan to do with those 1 and 2?
Yeah, so we do have some plans to expand our programming to meet offender needs. For example, we have the Jail-Based Competency Treatment Program. It's a 6-bed inpatient facility used to help restore offenders to competency that were deemed incompetent to stand trial. We launched that program in 2020. It's now grown from 6 beds to 8 beds. Having this extra room to capitalize on, I think, will give us an opportunity to expand that program a little bit further. Another benefit of capturing this space in Departments 1 and 2 and expanding our programs is the early access and stabilization services that are provided now by the state of California. The Early Access Program provides restoration to competency services to individuals who are incompetent to stand trial. Expanding that program is going to greatly help our offenders prior to being deemed incompetent to stand trial and hopefully being able to move along their court processes with greater speed and success in getting them through the criminal justice system.
Okay, and the public has asked for those programs to expand, and we have wanted to do that, but space was an issue, and so this is really going to help that.
Yeah, having the extra space over there and converting 1 and 2 into programming space will definitely help that. It will also help us with medically assisted treatment programs for addicted offenders that come in and help them get off drugs.
Okay, perfect. As has been the case every single week with all of these issues, a staffing element is kind of the elephant in the room whenever we're talking about the transportation program, and now this, we're talking of expanding programs, that type of thing. Talk about how this renovation and how these changes may affect the staffing element for the jail.
Yeah, first things, Tim, is our jail is actually a vertical facility, which most people know. There's multi-levels. We have to do inmate movements with elevators, which obviously takes more personnel. Now that we're closing Departments 1 and 2, like we said earlier, there's a lot of routine hearings where the offenders can go back and forth to court. It's no longer attached. So it's going to take personnel to securely move those offenders from the jail now across the street to the courthouse.
Well, I think the last question that we would have, what timeline are we looking at? I know the opening of the courthouse has been moved back a couple times because of, supply chain issues and those type of things. But once that courthouse opens, what kind of a timeline are we looking at for this renovation project to where those Departments 1 and 2 would be used for the new way of using them?
Yeah, Tim, I think that the Sheriff's Office personnel and administration has done a good job working with some of the other partners and entities that will be necessary for this project. So a lot of those conversations on what that space will look like have been happening. My hope would be is as soon as we are able to take over that space again and capture it back from the courts and the courthouse opens, that it would be very seamless and timely that we could start renovating those projects right away.
All right, well, thank you, Captain Randall, for joining us to talk about this aspect of the jail and the new renovation project. I think a good takeaway is that despite some logistical challenges of a new courthouse and having to figure those out, this is going to have some opportunities to expand some programs that the public, the Sheriff's Department, and the county as a whole have wanted for quite some time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Tim. I think that despite the challenges that we're going to face with the transportation component, we are going to capture that space in Departments 1 and 2 to expand our programming. We touched on jail-based competency treatment, which I think would be a great place to start expanding. And it'll also give us the opportunity to deliver some better services to the offenders in the way of MAT programs for the addicted offenders, and maybe even create some additional educational opportunities for inmates to continue with their education. That way, when they get out of jail, hopefully they're not resorting to crime, and they will have a better chance of seeking employment and being productive members of our society.
All right, so definitely a positive once these can expand. So thank you, Captain, again for joining us. Again, all of these videos can be found on our website, shastasheriff.org. You just go to the jail tab, and underneath there you'll see a tab that says Shasta County Jail, a closer look. All of these videos are there, and any videos that we do in the future will be there as well. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.